All right, we're talking about our scientific our texts, right? We're reading technical texts, informational texts, and specifically, we're looking at scientific texts, right? They give us information, right? We're reading to learn. We're pulling information out of these. So, A Powerful Rock by Patrick Pierce, pretty good little article. It talks about coal, which is really cool because we're talking about our environment and natural resources and non-renewable resources and renewable resources. So we talked a little bit about economy versus environment. So we're going to learn about coal, which is great. As we read, though, this is what I want you to do. As we read today, I want you to circle the details that show how coal forms, how it forms, right? So maybe you're going to use this light blue one here to show how it forms, and this light gray one here to show how it's used, right? Those are two different things. You can see how coal forms, how many millions of years it takes for it to form, and then you can also highlight how we use it, right? Maybe you can make a little note in the margin and say whether or not it's renewable or non-renewable and tell why. Okay? So let's read this guy, this bad boy, A Powerful Rock by Patrick Pierce. I might go in a little tighter too. It says, coal may look like an ordinary black rock, but inside it contains powerful energy that can be used for heat and electricity. Coal is made from plant matter that was buried far below the Earth's surface for millions of years. Being buried so deeply and for so long put the plant matter under intense heat and pressure. The heat and pressure caused the chemical and physical characteristics of the plant matter to change. Eventually, the plant matter turned into coal. Coal must be mined or dug up from below the ground. What does mined mean? Dug up from below the ground, right? It gave you that right there. After it is mined, the coal travels to a machine that cleans it. This process removes dirt, rocks, and other unwanted materials. Next, heavy machines crush the coal until it becomes a fine powder. Finally, the coal is burned to make steam. Special machines called turbines use the steam to create electricity. Today, generators fueled by coal supply much of the world's energy. But the processes used to mine coal and convert it into fuel can pollute our air, land, and water. When coal is burned, harmful chemicals are released into the air. These chemicals get carried through the air by the wind and fall in the raindrops. This is called acid rain. It can make plants and animals very sick. Engineers are developing new technology to reduce the potential air pollution from coal. These promising solutions may help us get the most from this powerful rock while protecting our precious planet. So, can we find details that show how coal was formed? And can you underline details that explains how it's used? And could you also create a new highlighter, different color, that show the potential harm? And then could you highlight areas where it's potential that it's getting better? You could do all that. Let's look at this next page here. It says, complete the chart below by adding the descriptions of what happens and then explain how or why it happens. So, what happens? Plant matter from millions of years ago is changed into coal. Why? Why does that happen? You can explain that process, right? Why does that happen? Why does it change into coal? How coal is used, right? So, what happens? So, here's why it happens. Coal is used to produce energy that creates electricity. What has to happen before that is done? before they're using coal to produce energy, what do they have to do? Right? All right, you're going to fill this chart out. Then I want you to write a written response. So turn that question around, right? We're going to turn it around. Explain how people process and use this powerful rock. Include at least one benefit and one problem caused by people using coal. Include details to support your... When they say include details, they're asking you to go to the story and use the facts and information that you got from the story, right? How do we turn this question around? I would say people process and use the powerful rock coal by, right? Or I could make even a better statement. I would say people often process and use coal, or this powerful rock coal, period. Then I would show how, right? All right. Well, good luck. There you have that. This is the powerful rock. I read it for you. You can listen to me read.